PricewaterhouseCoopers, the accounting firm responsible for counting the Oscar ballots, still was at fault and actually got that wrong envelope out there, but it was still one heck of a mix-up, wasn't it, Lisa Nesselson?
It was indeed. It was so great to watch it in real time. I've been up all night, obviously, because I didn't think La La Land should win. It's a lovely little film, but it was up against some magnificent work, and any of those other films would have been a better choice, just from a cinematic, artistic filmmaking standpoint. So I was actually screaming at the screen and using bad words, and steam was coming out of my ears, and then it was like, oh, wait. So it's kind of like, I mean, Moonlight isn't my favorite either, but it's like the friend of my enemy of my friend, whatever. I was delighted, and it was such a great moment of television, and the screw-up was magnificent in that, like you said, they were already holding the Oscars, and oh, here, I guess this is yours, this is not a joke. So it was a fabulous case of fake news, but they corrected it.
So you said Moonlight was not your favorite film. Why? What did you think of it? It did win the Oscar, and what should have won?
Well, like I said, and any of the others, I mean, my problem with La La Land is that it's not excellent in any way. It's pleasant, it's enjoyable. There are posters up on bus shelters all over Paris right now calling it Le Feel-Good Film de l'année. That's the feel-good film of the year. And I thought, well, I didn't feel all that good when I left the movie, but close to 2 million people have paid to see it here in France. 1 million tickets sold is considered a hit here in France. So Moonlight is a very small, compact film about three converging things that don't usually end up getting a lot of attention. It's about a poor black boy who has conflicted sexuality in Miami in a neighborhood where he has never even met a white person. He has no idea that there are prospects in the outside world, although I guess if you watch television you might have some inkling of that, but anyway, we're on TV, we don't watch it. But it's a lovely piece of work, and in fact it won 2 other awards. It won Best Adapted Screenplay for its director Barry Jenkins, and it won Supporting Actor for Mahershala Ali, who said from the stage he's had a really good week because his wife gave birth to a daughter 4 days ago. But I was online and people were pointing out that he is the first Muslim actor to win this award. And I was thinking, oh, come on. I mean, I don't understand why we have to put people in boxes like that. His last name might be a little of a giveaway, but we don't say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Scientologist Tom Cruise.
Well, what are your feelings? There was so much controversy last year over hashtag Oscars so white. This year, it seems like there was more diversity, that it is getting better, if we can say that. But do you think that'll be overshadowed by this mix-up? Are things getting better?
Well, it's pure coincidence because awards like this happen to examine the work that's eligible is anything that was in theaters between January 1st and December 31st. Some years there's an embarrassment of riches that happens to have characters who have skin darker than ours, and some years there just aren't. There can be a pile-up. I mean, so it was a wonderful sort of fan spreading out of stories, some of them about real-life people, documentaries about people who come from the non-white side of the fence. But I always think it's so reductive to keep track, to count, to say, oh, look, a black person, a Hispanic person. And on the diversity side, we also had a lot of protest woven in, but subtly. The great Mexican actor, director, producer, Gael Garcia Bernal said, well, I'm a migrant worker. He said, and I come from Mexico, and personally, I have no interest in walls of any kind. Art should bring people together, and I think this evening or last night it did.
Let's talk a bit more about the awards ceremony and all that was hosted by a TV star, Jimmy Kimmel. It was political as well, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. There was politics woven through it. I think one of his opening remarks was, not only are millions of people watching the ceremony here in the U.S., but they're also watching us in over 225 countries that now hate us. And that's shorthand for, of course, what's going on. At one point, it was about 2 hours into the ceremony, Kimmel came out on stage with his own cell phone, which was projected up on the screen, and he said, I'm worried. It's been 2 hours and Donald Trump hasn't tweeted anything. I wonder if he's okay. And he typed out, "Are you up?" at Real Donald Trump. And when he didn't get any sort of response, he said, "Meryl says hi," because of course Meryl Streep had called her overrated, and they did a huge sort of gloss medley on that too.
There were other funny bits as well. One bit with real tourists who were actually brought into the ceremony.
They set this up beautifully. I don't know how they managed it, but we saw a tour bus going down Hollywood Boulevard, actual tourists, dressed like tourists dress from various places, and they had been told they were being taken to, I think, an exhibit of costumes, something film-related. They actually led them directly into the theater, right to the front of the stage, and they walked in, and they have their cell phones out, and they're like, wait a minute, what's going on? It was authentic awe, and they said, maybe you'd like to shake hands with Nicole Kidman, that's Ryan Gosling, here's Denzel Washington, and it was lovely because it was improvised. It could have gone badly. It went beautifully.
Denzel Washington, of course, who lost out Best Actor to Casey Affleck, who won for Manchester by the Sea. Just a few other awards to cite for you if you missed it last night. Damien Chazelle, who's the director of La La Land, the youngest director in history now at 32 years old to win that award.
Just because Orson Welles didn't get his at 26, but okay. Yeah.
And Emma Stone, who also won Best Actress, again for La La Land. I know she wasn't your favorite. I know you were particularly disappointed in regards to our French actress, Isabelle Huppert, who lost.
I was not only disappointed, I think that, we spoke about how the ceremony started with a big mistake, but that big mistake was corrected. The Academy made two equally awful mistakes that can't be corrected, and that's giving Best Actress to Emma Stone and Best Director to Damien Chazelle. Why do I say that? They're both extremely talented people. I look forward to whatever they do next, but the people they were up against did much finer work, infinitely better work. Isabelle Huppert is almost always extraordinary, but the combination of her and the movie Elle is unbeatable. It was fabulous, and she should have won.
All right, thank you for that, Lisa. Lisa Nesselson, our France 24 in-house film critic. You'll be